What musical instruments do you play?
I tried to play the saxophone once, and they had this wonderful black saxophone player who said, "Don't hurt it. You're hurting the instrument, you know."
Be kind to it.
Be kind, yeah. You don't, finger it. Treat it like a woman, not like you're trying to grab yourself. It sounds like a whale being, sodomized. Let it go. My favorite is you listen to those old blues records.
Oh,
and
man.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Bonnie Raitt's going out to find all these great old blues artists.
Yeah.
I remember it was 1927. I had just gotten out of prison for the 7th time.
Yes.
I wrote this song called Stay Away From Me. I can't remember all the other words, but this song was written after a night of lovely evening with a woman who I found out later on was a man. But we had ourselves some wonderful love.
Yeah.
It was all you never know.
Before I found
that
out.
night I said, I looked down in your thighs. You greeted me with a happy surprise. I didn't know.
And it's all, for me, I would love to play music, but I haven't had the skill or the learning. Or as Peter Cook said, I'd love to be a lawyer, but I never had the learning. I never had the learning for that.
But did you have the ear for it?
Somewhat. I just didn't have the hand for it, the ability to kind of play it,
Yeah, but to do what you do.
Yeah, there's a musicality to it.
There is a musicality.
Yeah,
there really is.
There's
rhythm, there's musicality, and there's a pitch.
There is.
Yeah.
Some people are higher pitch.
Some people pitch like that.
Some people pitch and catch.
Do you paint?
No, I wish, but no.
Do you create art at all other than what you do as a performer?
I paint visually. I dance. No, I haven't painted. My mother used to sculpt, but no, I never did.
Yeah. But you read a lot.
Yeah, that's my main thing, is reading and kind of sampling. As my lovely wife says, dust jacket literate. I'll just be kind of halfway through going, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good, especially now, reading all these different histories of, like, you start reading about the Crusades going, okay, wait a minute, there's a bit of repetition going on here. And you start to read all about, that gives me a sense of things repeating, which is not good. And science, once again, of, global warming.
Right.
I said the Coyote Accord.
No, it's Kyoto, George.
That's a good car. No, that's Toyota. No, she's a great singer.
No, that's LaToya. Just going, forget the dysphagia. Come over here, son. Work with me.
Dad, can I do this?
No,
you could
can't.
do an hour on Bush.
Oh, everyone can. I mean, but, behind the malaprops and everything else is a man who, they sent him out to basically win the Senate, He works one-on-one, like have you seen Travels with George?
Yes.
He's
Nancy
charming.
Pelosi.
He's charming.
It is. It is.
He works you. He works
he
people.
has something that most politicians don't in terms of
the ability to go. And it's different than, Bill Clinton had a one-on-one, but he was
Right.
able to multitask, like crazy. Like he could be going, Charlie, I believe that, well, that's over there, there's a little bit of Oban, and look at the ass on that girl. But, he was able to go like, like Terminator.
Yeah, I know.
Now, want, but yet still, I believe. But George's works you like, hey, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, and I feel good. And people, and you could see it even on the camera, because she's using a video camera, it picks up even more of that.
This is a movie called Travels with
George. My Travels with George by Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
His mother's.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
No.
Barbara Pelosi, Barbara Boxer, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
People
it was Alexandra Pelosi.
Alexandra Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's daughter.
Who's now Journeys with George, I guess.
Journeys with George. Journeys with George. My Travels with Charlie. Conversations with Uncle Phil. Boy, I remember that gun that thing, the Supreme Court, it wasn't us. I thought it was like a menu. I picked two. Who knew? It was like the Supreme Court. Hey, see him around, see him now, move it now. Constitution's not your sketch.
Crystal directs, makes movies.
I would never do it. I couldn't.
Won't?
No, I would. The first time I said, well, that really didn't work, they'd just go, what about Popeye? Okay. I got you. Done. Thank you. Nice for playing. New deal.
No. You don't mean that. You do not.
No, I couldn't do it. I mean, because I'd be willing to try so much that, at a certain day you'd have to say, we have to do something else. And I'd say, oh, let's try that. Let's try this.
Yeah.
It'd be like a fractal rather than a movie. It'd kind of go off on all these tangents.
So
Some people
you
can do
couldn't
that.
keep a strong narrative, or you couldn't...
Yes, that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep a strong narrative. Go back to the story.
Or someone might say a linear.
Linear. Linear is a very good word.
Linear's not a word.
It'd be more like,
Yeah.
oval.
Oval.
We're back here again. Oh, linear accelerator. It'd be like this thing of, what was that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you need people who have a great sense of that to make a good movie, to make a great movie. It really has an ability to see micro and macro both. That's what I've seen with the great directors.
Who's the best you've worked with?
Oh, there have been so many. I mean, they all are different, and like people like Gus Van Sant, who's just so quiet. Yeah. But in the end, he achieves everything by that kind of, well, that was good. And then he just says the right thing. Oh. And directors like, I've just worked with Mark Romanek, who'd done videos all this time, who's very, very much intense, Hardcore Kubrick Part 2, this, I want this and this. Christopher Nolan, who's very young and very, but
Christopher
still,
Nolan did Insomnia?
Yeah, right. He has the ability just to, the same thing, is almost like Gus, that way. And Altman, who was try everything, and someone said working with Altman's like, it's like when someone pushes you over the cliff, you don't know what you're doing, but you're sure interesting screaming on the way down. But he had a great sense of just letting you build it yourself, which is, and stepping in if you needed it. Or Mike Nichols, the great comedy director who...
How did he direct?
He directed by basically saying that works, that doesn't, and just kind of stepping in, because you have faith that he knows comedy, especially when he's working with Elaine. Yeah. And for me, seeing them and seeing the old tapes of them is like watching a beautiful ballet.
It is.
The two of them together are so amazing.
It is. It's just that, and also Carl and
Mel.
Mel. Those two combinations for me says everything you need to know about.
He's at Billy Crystal's 50th. He was at a birthday party, and all of a sudden Billy leans over and says, and every table had a lamp with a shade. He says, "I bet you $100." He puts that shade on his head in the next 5 seconds. I go, "You're on." All of a sudden, "Hey, Billy!" It's on his head. I went, "Here you go." It's like, a room. That's all of a sudden, that's it. That's the thing. That's the job.
Let me mention this one more time.
No, you've done enough. You've done enough. It's online already.
There you go.
Here you go. Let me mention this. Charlie Rose coffee cup. Beautiful thing. It's fun. Okay. Oops. There it is. Got the cup right there. It's beautiful. It just had coffee in it. It's a beautiful man. The Charlie Rose coffee cup. Right there. Right. And the Charlie Rose merchandising. Come right there. Got a little set of coffee cups and a tiny valve on the side there.
Yeah, right. Little pig valve.
Little pig valve.
Oh, yes. And he's doing well, too.
Is it? That's good. The pig?
Yes.
The pig got your old valve? No. How's the pig doing? Bobby's not running so well. Come on over here, boy. Come on, boy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always
This
wonderful.
is always good. I always feel like this is like therapy, but fun. We always feel there should be a 1-800 number at the bottom. How much money have we raised? Please
exactly.
Support the United Caucasian College Fund.
Come in and have a little chat with Dr. Rose.
Dr. Rose. Dr. Rose will help us without the feeling of, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Men who love chickens and the women who baste them. No, thanks. Good day. Well, thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
The best.